Welcome back to the Immigration Answer Show. My name is Jim Hacking. I'm an immigration lawyer practicing law throughout the United States out of our offices in St. Louis, San Diego, and Washington, D.C. This is episode number 434 of the Immigration Answer Show, coming to you live from Jefferson City, Missouri. You can see the school bus in the background. You can see my trunk closing. It's a little bit hectic here. I also don't have a strong signal. Am I coming in okay, Huli? Can you hear me okay? Awesome. Good. So I will be here for the next hour or so. We are between games. The first game ended in quite some controversy. There was a lot of yelling. One of the coaches, not our coach, but the other coach, got kicked out. So it was a little bit interesting, but your Parkway West Longhorns came up short, and now they will be over in the losers bracket. So we play again at 5:45, so in a couple of hours. So I'll be here taking your questions for the next hour or so. Hope you all have great plans for the weekend. Let me know in the comments where you're watching from and what fun things you're going to do. Just so anybody who's new from hasn't been here before, we don't like people that are rude. We don't answer questions that are in the comments in the chat thing. The only time we ever do that is if we don't have a full house, and we already have a full house in the waiting room. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to talk to Ed. Hello, Ed.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you doing?
Doing great. So I have a basic question about I'm trying to getting married next year. I'm trying to figure out what's the best way to get her over to the United States between K1 and CR1. Also, I'm a U.S. citizen, and right now she is displaced from Sudan to Egypt. So I was wondering if the I-797 would help me in this case at all. Also, I'm trying to know what's the processing time? I know that's a big question, but what is it about? Like, how is the processing going on nowadays for the K1 and the CR1 visa? And thank you so much for picking me.
Have you met each other face to face?
Oh yeah, yes. We
How
know each other for
recently?
2 years. Um, 2 months ago in Egypt.
So right now I'm not really high on fiance cases. They're
Mm,
very low on the priority list for the State Department. They
mm,
used to go faster than spouse cases. Now they don't go faster than spouse cases.
mm, mm.
And there's this weird wrinkle in the law that if the State Department feels like it, they can just say, "Oh, your K1 expired, and now you have to go ahead and get married." So, if I were you, what I would do is I would go now to Egypt, get married, because every day counts. It's going to take at least a year and a half to 2 years for her to come to the United States. So I wouldn't wait too long. I wouldn't wait till next year. I would at least go get legally married now, apply now, and then when if you want to have another wedding later on, that's just fine, but that's just ceremonial. It's not the real legal marriage.
Yes. What about the I-797, which is, I think, she's in a conflict, like she's from a conflict zone right now. She's in Egypt. She's experiencing a lot of like price gouging, all of that
So
stuff. And
797 is not a type of a form. That's just the receipt notice that you get. It's a way you get a notification. So you might be talking about some other kind of case type, but she doesn't have any qualifying relatives right now. They're not going to let her come to the United States without a spouse. So
okay,
your best bet is to get married and file the I-130.
okay, all right. May I ask one more question quickly?
Of course.
Yes. How about visiting the United States? What's the process if you decide to get married in the United States while she's visiting here?
If she's displaced, if she's from Sudan living in Egypt, there's no way in hell they're going to give her a visit visa.
Okay. All right. All right. Thank you so much.
Ed,
Appreciate it.
you have a lot of good ideas, but they thought of all these ideas already.
Yes, I kind of figured it out. I'm trying to get my information before I,
It's all good. You're doing
go ahead
great,
and do
buddy.
official
Thanks.
thing. Thanks.
Yep, come back anytime. See you, man.
All right. Thanks.
JC's up next. JC, what you got? You're on mute.
Hello, better?
Yep.
Okay, so the first thing was I got approved. No, I got a schedule for my I-485. They sent me a notice they sent me an alert on Monday to have a schedule appointment for my 485.
Okay.
And then Wednesday, I got approval on the I-130.
Okay.
I don't know why is it that I gotta schedule, to go for the I-485. Like, I'm kind of worried.
Well, the first thing you have to understand is they're not built for the way they're doing things now. They're built, the system's been built, and for the last at least 20 years, there's always been an interview for an
Yeah.
I-130 and a 45. So they're trying to make things go faster.
Yeah.
So they're trying to approve I-130s without interviews. I think your 45 might still get approved without an interview. Do you have an actual date for your interview or no?
Yes, I called them up and they told me this October 10th.
Okay, so that means, so let me ask you this. When at the time that you applied for your green card, were you in status or were you out of status?
Out of status.
So they think there's some reason why you might not be eligible for a green card even though you're married to a US citizen.
Yeah, and the same day I got approved for my I-130, I become a dad for the second time the same day. Everything happened to me.
Wow, busy day. Yeah, so there's something about your green card case that they want to ask you about. That's what that means.
Okay, perfect. Do I have to my question is for my I-485, what do I have to take for proof? Or do I have to take any proof?
Well, I would bring my spouse. I would be ready to prove up the marriage if I had to.
Yeah.
But like
Do I bring
said,
the baby?
sure. Well, I generally don't like. I bring the new baby's birth certificate because they don't have that.
No, I have two kids. So one is already 2.5.
Yeah, but the
And
new one, they won't have any information about. So you need to bring that kid's birth certificate.
Yes, yeah. So the new one, yeah. So yeah, that, and do I have to bring in like any proof of pictures, everything like that?
I'd be ready to prove up the whole marriage.
Okay.
That's probably overkill. You probably won't have to, but I would be ready.
Okay, perfect. And what about the I-131 and 765? Do I have to worry about those two things, or I don't have to worry about that anymore?
You'll probably get the green card faster.
Okay. So I just have to worry only about the green card, not the 765 or the I-131, right?
Yeah, so you got to be ready to talk about unauthorized work, about why you overstayed, all that stuff. That's what they're going to want to talk to you about.
Yeah, because my EDA card expired like 2 years ago, so I didn't renew nothing, so that's why.
Okay. All right, great. Yeah. Good luck, JC. Keep us posted.
Thank you very much.
See you, buddy. You got it. All right. That was JC. Hey, look, our friend Yasher's here. What do you say, Yasher? Hope you're well. Yasher used to come to see me to ask me, Jim, when can I apply for citizenship? When can I apply for citizenship? And finally, we were able to get Yasher his citizenship. So it's always good to hear from him. Let's say hi to Scott Gilbert. Hello, Scott.
Hello. Yes. Hi. It's nice to be here with the ace immigration attorney.
Thanks.
And yeah, I have a niece in Kenya that wants to come over to the U.S. and we got the first steps going, but her mom was kind of having some advice from somebody that wasn't a lawyer, and I think got kind of confused. That's what we were going to ask Attorney Hacking what he thought, maybe to clear up a little confusion.
What does this mean, first steps, to try to bring a niece over? There's no real way for someone to bring their niece to the United States.
Oh, darn it. Well, it's my niece, but it's her mom that now has her green card, working in the fine city of St. Louis, has been here for 1 year. So they did go ahead and apply in late January for the relative visa. Is it the I-130? Hopefully I'm coming up with the right number.
So you're saying there's a green card holder who's in the United States who has a daughter who's outside the United States, and they filed an I-130 petition for alien relative for that daughter.
That's exactly right. And just last week, they did get a letter from the IRS saying, hey, we received your application, confirmed the receipt, and even gave her a login set of details to go in and look at it. So that sounded really positive to me. There was, though, an interesting piece of advice from kind of a friend or kind of a volunteer who said that if you inquire about the case in some way, it will kind of set it back so that it will kind of like restart this case from the beginning if you inquire.
That's not true, but also it doesn't do any good to call. What's the receipt date on the I-130?
That was like September 9th.
How old is the daughter?
She's 27.
Yeah, so they're not going to work on her case for 4 years. There's a big, long delay for unmarried daughters of LPRs. So that case is going to be sitting for a really long time. No one's going to be in any hurry, and there's absolutely no reason to call. There's a huge backlog ahead of your of the green card holder's daughter. There's years worth of people ahead of her, so there's nothing to do now but just wait and not get married. That's it.
Wait and not get married. Got it. Well,
If she gets married, that case is over.
right, because she'd have to find another application, something else.
Yeah, married sons and daughters of green card holders don't get a visa.
Makes sense. All right. Well, that sounds pretty simple. It's not really anything else one could do, but wait for the wheels of the immigration system to turn forward.
That's a good way to put it, Scott. Thanks for the call.
Thanks very much. Have a
Bye,
great
buddy.
day.
See ya. All right, all right. I got someone here whose name's in Arabic. Let's see if they come up. I can't read Arabic that
إيه
well. So
أنا
hello.
مش عارفة.
Hello?
Hello,
Hi, go ahead.
you hear me?
I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay, great, thank you. Actually, I went to USA in 2001, and I overstayed since I left USA in 2005. Okay,
Okay.
during this period, I was have a sponsorship opportunity, and I was trying to adjust our statement, our status as well. But I realized it's taken long time. So I decided to leave and go back home. When I went back home, I already get like kind of departure. They barred me for like 10 years out
Right.
of the state. Okay,
Yeah.
I left. I left the United States and went back home. And since that time, since 2005 up to now, I didn't enter United States.
Okay.
But now I have kids going in and have some business, so I tried to apply for a visa. uh, they rejected my visa twice or three times actually.
A
That's
visit
because
visa?
I overstay.
A visit visa?
Excuse me. Yeah, visit visa.
Okay.
So I'm wonder because I didn't realize that I should fill any form even after my 10 years bar is over. I'm actually 19 years now, or the time period out of the United States. And now I'm trying to visit America using visa, applying for a visitor visa, but I can't.
Right. They're not going to give you a visa.
What you
There's no,
say?
there's no, they're not going to give you a visa. There's no right to a visit visa. No one has
Why?
no one has the right to a visit visa.
Because my overstay or what?
Well, most visit visas get denied. Most visit visas get denied. So, when you get one, you're really lucky. And when you overstay by years and years, they're not going to give you another visit visa because they think you didn't follow the rules last time. So why would you follow the rules this time? They're not going to give you a visa.
Even if I already passed my 10 years bar?
Sure.
Okay,
Sure. Now,
now,
if you were married to a U.S. citizen, or if one of your kids was a citizen, they could apply for you, and you could get an immigrant visa. But a visit visa is completely up to the State Department, and they don't have to give it to anybody they don't want to.
okay, I have my daughter. She's 21 years now, and she's American citizen.
Good.
How she can apply me
So she has
for any
to
kind?
file an I-130 petition for you for a green card.
Okay, can I apply for? Can she apply for me and for her father, even when she already live in out of the United States?
Well, she's going to have to establish someplace in the United States. Like, she's going to have to go back and live there and file for her mom and dad, and then go from there.
So she must to go back. Okay, bless you.
Yeah, thank you.
Uh,
If she hasn't been there for a long time, she needs to, like, if she has cousins are here, she can come live with them, get a driver's license, and then apply for mom and dad, and then she can leave again if she wants to. But she has to reestablish domicile residency in America, or they'll never give you guys a green card.
she didn't went to USA since she was 3 years old
So now
because
now
we
she
left.
needs to go.
Yes, my son is already in America, so she might go to her brother. And for how long she must be there to allow to apply for us?
I'd say 6 months or so.
How much?
6 months.
6 months continually?
Yeah.
If this is very hard because she is still studying in college abroad, so what?
They don't
There
care
is no
about.
any
They don't
solution.
care. They don't
Is there
care. I mean,
any?
she could do it. She could do it over the summer, but she has to reestablish residency. If she just comes and files for you and leaves, then they're not going to believe she really resides here, and then they're not going to give you guys the immigrant
Oh,
visas. So I'm just telling you
I'm
what
won-
the best thing to do is. Nobody cares about the fact that she's in school.
yeah, I'm wonder if this is her right, and she's American, so I believe she have rights to apply for her parents, even if she out of United States, right? There is no any
Well,
other way.
everyone has the right to do whatever the hell they want. That doesn't mean your case is going to get approved.
Okay, but
She has the
anyway,
right to do whatever she wants. She has the right to do whatever she wants, but they don't have to give her parents a green card if they don't think she's been residing here.
so there is no any way that allowed us to visit USA. Only
No.
this channel.
Yes.
Ah. What about the? Sorry for that. What about the I-212 form? If this is belong to us in our case.
You're not going to get. They're not going to give you a waiver to come visit. They're not going to do all that work for a visit. You either come on the green card or you don't come. That's it. Kalas, kafeya. That's it.
Okay, but I'm not allowed to fill this form. It's not belong to me, right?
I love you, Habibi. Masalama. Good luck to you. That lady does not listen. Oh my gosh, that lady was not listening. She just wanted me to tell her what she wanted to hear. Go on and apply for your visit visa for the third time. Go on and apply for the green card with your daughter exercising her rights as a U.S. citizen. You ain't coming if you don't do what I say. That's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna do a video. It's called "You Ain't Coming If You Don't Do What I Say." Boy, that's a good title. That'd be a good title for a book. You ain't coming unless you do what I say. How about that? Oh my God, that lady was not listening. Jalal's here. I know Jalal listens to me when I tell him stuff. What's up, Jalal?
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam. How you doing? I was
How
really
are you,
trying.
Jim?
I was trying really hard not to cuss at that lady, so I'm glad I
Yeah,
didn't.
I know. I know
Especially
you do
it's
your best
especially it's Friday.
always.
Yeah. How you
I know,
doing?
I know. I'm good. Do you remember me from Qatar?
I remember your face. I remember you have a tough marriage case. That's what I remember.
Yes, with my K1 mess with my first attorney in Kansas.
Oh
Fiance
right. Oh
visa.
yeah. I think I helped you with the paperwork or the letter to the lawyer or something, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Exactly. So I have a good news.
Okay.
I did marry it
Good. Congrats.
in Qatar because I'm resident in Qatar. Thank you. The 19th July. And we did hire a great attorney. We did pay them.
Good.
And we are in touch with your paralegal
Okay, great.
lady.
Ladies, great.
And we are collecting our informations now, our proofs, because we are together since 3 years and a half.
It's great.
So I have a few questions, if it's possible.
Go for it.
Well, I did an appointment in U.S. Embassy in Qatar, which I did notarize my wedding certificate, and they did notarize it. It's done.
Okay.
Now, did I am able to register my wedding certificate in my Algerian embassy in Qatar to register my wedding certificate in my country as another proof? Is it possible? Is it a good proof for our case? I did talk to my wife also if she could register our wedding in Wichita, Kansas court, family court, to change her name under my name and to change also her name under social security number. I mean, all these questions, it will be good for our case, spousal visa.
Is there is there
And
is there a word
the
is there a word in Arabic for overkill? Overkill. Have you ever heard that word overkill? Do you know what that means?
no,
Overkill, it's like doing too much that you don't need to do. Like you're wasting time. You don't need to do all that stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too much. So I'm looking at the visa reciprocity table for Qatar. It says you need the marriage contract, the Akta Zawaj, issued by
We
the
have it.
initial court, the judge of the initial court. The applicant should apply
Yeah,
with the
Muslim
president.
courts.
The applicant should apply with the president of the Sharia court in Doha. Provide the name of both spouses and date of marriages. Witnesses are required to be present. Do you have that?
Yes.
That's all you need, bud. All that other stuff is
And
only don't do all that other stuff.
and we did not riot by U.S. Embassy in Qatar normally, and
That's fine.
um,
But like, forget
you
about
know,
Kansas.
the,
Forget about Kansas and all that stuff. That's just going to screw people up.
okay. The last question.
Yeah.
As you know, we are together since 3 years and a half, and she visited me when I was in my country in Algeria. Okay, then I moved here because of a job, which I am good here. Um, uh, yeah. So, as you know, in the history of Muslim uh, wedding, we have first to have imam and witnesses. Then we have small celebration with family with the rings and Hannah, if you know.
Yeah.
So we did the rings. We did the rings in my country with my wife. Then here in Qatar, we just do the formally paperwork as my wife in paperwork in the court with the judge and witnesses. My question is too simply the chronology for the USCIS. Is it that will be a mess in chronology, like why you did the rings in Algeria before you do the contract, the wedding contract in Doha in Qatar, or no?
No, because you're not going to talk about any of that shit. You're just going to talk about the date on your marriage certificate. That's it. That's all that matters. You can send pictures. You don't have to put dates on stuff. They'll be glad to see all that stuff. You just need to tell them the date you got married and then send them whatever evidence you want. But don't. You sound like you want to be a lawyer or something. Don't be like overly lawyerly. Just do what your lawyer and your paralegal tell you. Don't make it more complicated than it is. This is a good lesson for everybody watching. Don't make things too complicated. If anybody knows the Arabic word for overkill, put it in the comments for me. But you're doing great, Jalal. You're
Okay.
doing fine. You're doing fine. You just really want to win. But don't think about it too much. Just do what your lawyer said, do what lady says, and you'll be fine.
So, inshallah, by next week, we will pay the paycheck for the USCIS for $535
Great.
and send the all the because your great attorney send us like affidavit, three people's, 25 pictures for each step. We already did it, the messenger chat, and we will see.
I think we're in good shape, Jalal. Have a good weekend, buddy. Don't worry about it. Let your lawyer worry about it, okay?
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you.
buddy.
Have a nice day.
All right, masalama.
Thank you.
All right, all right. Mabalaga. Overkill. Mabalaga. Thank you, Facebook user. Farilla's here. Hello, Farilia.
Hi, Jim. How are you?
I'm doing just great. I'm talking to you. How you doing?
I'm great. How was your birthday?
My birthday was nice. I went to see a play. I went out to dinner with my wife and my daughter. I talked to my boys, so it was nice.
Awesome. Happy
Thanks
to
for
hear
asking.
that.
Thank you.
May you live to see many more wonderful years, okay?
Thank you. What can I help you with, Farila?
Okay, yes. I did call sometime on your show about my I-190. Um, my husband and I filed in 2021 with an attorney, but because she moved, they posted the green card to her address and she didn't get it. And then
That sucks.
she said we have to file a I-90, and we did that in 2021 December 22nd, and
Wait. Was the original green card that you were waiting on from an I-90, or was it like a 485 green card and then you filed an I-90?
the 485, and then we filed the I-90. Yes.
So you filed a marriage-based green card. You got the green card, but it went to the lawyer's old address, so you never got it, and then you filed an I-90 to get a replacement.
Yes, sir.
Got it. Okay.
So we filed it online. We did it in 2021 December. We're still waiting. What? Can you give me any update on that and how
So
long?
I do know about this. We've had 2 clients in the last couple of weeks getting ready to file a lawsuit at the 2-year mark, and they both got it right before the 2 years. So it should be pretty soon.
Okay, it should be pretty soon.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Jim. Thank you for that.
See ya. Good luck. Let us know when you get it, okay?
I will, Jim. Thank you very much. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Bye. Isaac is here. Hello, Isaac.
Hey Jim,
How you doing, man?
good. So I got my 485 approved on Saturday.
Haha, hot damn. Good. That's great.
Yeah, I got it with Tim. Tim's my lawyer.
Awesome.
Yeah, no interview for the I went 30 or the 485.
You called a couple weeks ago all worried about something, weren't you?
Yeah, they sent a RFE and then they said that they wanted me to self-deport, and then you guys threatened to sue. You guys got the U.S. Attorney's Office. Yeah,
Oh yeah, I
everything's
remember.
good.
Oh, I remember. Oh, wait. We need to tell everybody this story. I remember this. So this was a case, I think, where they said they sent us an RFE, but you never got it. We never got it, right? And then
No,
is
they
that
sent an they sent an RFE. We sent it. They said they never received it.
okay? So we've been handling your case from the beginning.
Yep,
They sent a request for evidence. Was it for medical or for something else?
it was for tickets. That stuff
Tickets.
they just want.
So, so we file a timely and complete response to the RFE. They say they never get it. Instead of issuing a notice of intent to deny, they said that it
Straight
was denied.
denial.
They denied it, and you were all freaking out. And I was like,
Yep.
"You're in California, right?"
Yep.
Yeah. So we said, "Oh, wait a minute. We know what to do. We're not gonna appeal this or refile. We're gonna write an email to the U.S. attorney for where Isaac lives, and say, hey, we're trying to avoid a lawsuit because of your dumb mistake, but here's the proof that we sent this RFE on time. So don't make us sue you." And then USCIS withdrew the denial notice and gave you your fucking green card.
Yeah. 3 weeks later, they sent it saying we're good.
So that's the great thing, everybody, about when you file 1,600 lawsuits, the U.S. attorneys take you seriously when you tell them you're going to file 1,601, and they don't want to mess around. And the U.S. attorneys in California are really nice. So I'm glad it all worked out for you, Isaac. That's great.
Yeah, it's cool. And then so that was just real exciting. Just I feel like I could breathe now. Live my life.
I'm happy for you, man. I'm glad it worked
Yeah.
out. I'm glad you
Thank
trusted us.
Yeah, for sure. We're worth it. Worth every penny. Oh, and then I had a suggestion for you. So you know
Okay.
how you have the texting thing, so people could know. Why don't you guys put that on a thing saying like put a link saying a link to a comment so you could leave a review. So instead of just people knowing to come here, they could also go click that link and go make a comment or something.
That's a great idea. I don't want to abuse that line, but I think maybe once a week we could do that. That'd be great.
Yeah, I think you should do it. So when people know, the show's gonna start, they could also, in the meantime, leave a review.
Great. Perfect. Thanks, Isaac.
All right, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, buddy. Oh yeah, that was a great win. We love that. That was really fun. And that was, sometimes USC, and just so everybody knows, if your case gets denied for a green card, there's a rule that says they have to send you a notice of intent to deny. They can't just straight deny it, right? And obviously they can't deny it for claiming they never received something that you can prove you sent, like we did for Isaac. But just generally, if you have a case on file and I should do a TikTok on this, and they issue you a denial without ever giving you what's called a notice of intent to deny, annoyed, you can fight back because that means they didn't follow the rules. They didn't follow the rules, like in Isaac's case. So we're happy that all worked out for Isaac. He was really worried there. We told him to trust us. He chilled out, and it all worked out. All right. AJ is here. Hello, AJ.
Hi, Jim.
How you doing?
Good. Please, can I turn off my camera?
Your camera is off. Go for it.
Oh, thank you. All right. So question. When I was coming to US, right? We do have like an agent that help with my processing. So when I went for an interview back home, I believe the agent added some other people on my document, but we were interviewed individually. So I went for my interview. So when I came here, I did file for asylum and I went in for an interview. And the officer asked me one of the person under my document. At that time, I couldn't even reply. It was asking me, "Do you know this so person?" I was like, "No," and that was being honest. I don't really know. It didn't really occur to me like those people that were added or the agent had in my document with was what the officer was referencing. Anyways, the officer said, "Oh, I should come back to pick up the decision for the asylum." And I waited like over 3 years, and then I was referred to the court. Over the time, I got married to a U.S. citizen, and I filed for my I-130, which is already approved. I went to the court. I have a court date for the removal proceedings, and I was able to tell the judge that I have an approved I-130, and the case got dismissed. So I was able to file for my no, the judge actually asked me to bring a background check before she can dismiss the case, which I did.
Oh,
And
that's what court was that? I haven't had that happen before.
what is it?
I haven't had that happen before. When an I-130's been approved for someone in court, they ask for the background check. What court did that to you?
That was Baltimore branch.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So
so
the
just to be
judge,
clear, so the judge terminated the proceedings.
yes, she did.
Okay.
But at first she was like, I don't think she has ever handled case like that, because they have the U.S. Attorney on the court. And the I remember the judge asking the immigration law attorney like, "Oh, how does this process work?" The guy was like, "It doesn't know, but he believes I have to submit a background check," which they postponed the hearing. I brought the background check, and the or U.S. attorney was there. They checked everything. They said I'm good. Instantly, they gave me the dismissal letter, and I was able to put in for my I-485. So my concern is I'm not sure if what the previous officer brought up from my asylum case is gonna be an issue for my I-485.
So what embassy gave you your visit visa to the United States?
Oh, West Nigeria.
And it was a B1, B2?
Yes, it was a B1, B2.
Okay, when you say added extra people, the only way I know you can add someone to a DS-160 is if you're married. Did they say you were married before?
Oh no, so I'm just assuming maybe the guy added those people to my packet, because when I was coming, I came interview like to United States. The person that interviewed me asked me where I'm going, and I told the person that I was coming to US to do as of that time. So nobody else traveled with me. But when the immigration judge asked about that same person, then I now remember that
Not the,
seems like
not the not the immigration judge, the asylum officer.
yeah, that's I'm sorry. Yes,
Okay.
yes. So when he asked, it was later on, I was like, wait a minute, that name sounds familiar. After over the years, then I asked my sister. So I'm not sure if those people were added to my document or whatsoever. So I just make that assumption maybe they will be added under my document. I'm
Were
not
you
sure.
so you might not know this, but like non-immigrant visa fraud from Nigeria is a really big issue right now at USCIS and at the State Department. Okay.
Okay.
So they're really sort of focusing in on this. And whenever people tell me that they worked with an agent to get their visit visa, I'm really worried because a lot of times those agents just make stuff up all the time.
Mm,
Is your 45 on file right now?
yes, it is on file.
Do you have a copy of your DS-160?
No, I can't. I don't have those documents with me.
So before you go to your green card interview, like tomorrow, you need to make a request under the Freedom of Information Act for a copy of your State Department file, because I bet there's some things that aren't true in your DS-160, and you're going to need to be ready to talk about it at your green card interview, because if the asylum officer flagged it, then the green card officer is going to flag it for sure.
Okay. Where did you say I can go?
So there's a form called the Freedom of Information Act, FOIA, and you need to file that with the State Department and ask for your complete DS-160 file. Were you ever married in Nigeria? AJ, are you still there? I think we lost AJ. All right, let's say hi to D. What do you say, D?
Hey Jim, how are you?
Good. I just want to make sure you're not D's nuts, are you?
It was one of my nicknames in high school.
D's nuts. Ha! Got him. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
No, 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 it's okay. I've got a question because I was watching the show yesterday. There was a gentleman that came onto the show, and then he said that he didn't add his kids to his I-485. The thing is,
Oh
my
my.
lawyer did my paperwork for me, and
Yeah.
my I-485 is still pending. So I wanted to know because me and my wife went through all our documents yesterday to double check because I had a big fallout with my lawyer also this year. So we saw that she didn't add my kids to my I-485. So I wanted to know if I can still communicate with UCIS and send them a letter or something to explain to them because my I-485 is still pending.
Well, let me just say this, D. You're very, very, very lucky that your I-45 is still pending. And the reason for that is you don't want them to approve your 45 without knowing that you have these kids. So,
Yes.
like tomorrow, you need to file an amended 485. You need to send it by Federal Express so you have proof that they received it. And you need to send in the birth certificates, all the information about those kids. And like I would have a cover letter like no other in big bold letters. I have children. My dumbass lawyer who I fired did not put them on my 45. Here are their birth certificates. Please be advised. I have children. Here's where they live. Here's my proof of support of them. And send that to them in big bold letters.
Oh, okay. Just and another question: would that affect my because I'm also still waiting on my work permit? Would that affect the pace on my work permit?
Probably not. Were you out of status at the time you filed, or were you in status?
When I got married, I was in status. When I filed for my I-130, I was also in status, and then fell out of status as we were waiting for my I-130 to be approved.
Oh, well, you're in status because you filed for adjustment. Yeah. No, I don't know. I don't think those two things are related.
Okay, and then one more question. My wife is an American citizen, so she wanted to know if she can file for her mom whilst my case is pending. Would it affect anything?
Yeah, the only thing is that she has to make sure she lists you on the affidavit of support as one of the household members. But yeah, she can.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, sir. Enjoy the rest of your
Bye.
day.
See you, buddy. That was D's nuts. We were glad to help him. Hopefully, he'll get his green card. And it's fun. It's fun. This makes me happy. So yesterday he was watching and he learned and listened based on what I told that other guy who kept fighting me about not adding his kids. So it's a nice circle when different people learn from different people. So that's good. All right, we got someone here who says only one question. What do you say? Only one question. Are you there? Only one
Hey,
question.
hello Jim. How
Hi.
are you?
Good. Go
Thank
ahead.
you. Thank you for having me ask this question. Thank you so much. So yeah, I had one question. I submitted my wife DS-260 forms, and there was one question I was asking like, did anyone assist you in filing out this application? And I said no.
Okay.
Um, is that gonna be a problem for my wife?
You mean the person that
I
helped you out?
thought
Who helped you?
nobody helped me. I submitted this DS-260 for my wife.
And oh no, that's fine. No, no, that's everyone expects that. That's not a big deal.
Okay, awesome. Thank you so much. I was so worried. I was
No,
like,
no, that's
I made a
that's
mistake here.
no, no. That's like that lady that just called about the agent. They want to know about agents or attorneys and things like that.
Yeah, so we didn't have any agent, so I submitted I-130, I-130A, and DS-260 for my wife. And my
Yeah,
wife, she is going to have her interviews next month.
nothing to worry about, my friend. Good luck with the interview.
All right. Thank you so much, Jim. You're awesome. God bless you. Bye bye.
Have a
Take
great
care.
weekend. Okay, bye. Oh boy, we like it when we can help people feel better when they're worried. When they're worried, we don't want people to worry. Our friend Rakesh is here. What do you say, Rakesh? You're on mute, buddy.
Good afternoon, Jim.
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Belated happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for providing me with an opportunity today. I was on your show a couple of times about my friend's son citizenship interview.
Okay.
So his interview at that on that day decision couldn't make because he overstayed. Means he stayed 6 months and 12 days, but finally he got his oath letter, and today he got his naturalization certificate. Thank you
Oh,
very much.
that's great. Good, good, good.
And Jim, I have a question regarding my naturalization. I went back to my home country after taking my SSN card, opening a bank account, applied for a re-entry permit. Biometrics were also done for that. And I came back for long stay after long stay on December 25th, 2019. And after that, went back to my home country twice, and both the trips were less than 6 months. Please advise, shall I apply for naturalization in January 2024, 4 years and 1 month after my long stay? And while providing the address for the last 5 years, do I need to provide the address of my home country where I stayed for almost 11 months of statutory period?
So this is a great question, and it shows a little dirty trick that they do. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's walk through the dates one more time. When did the embassy approve that you got your green card from you got an immigrant visa from overseas, or did you?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Overseas.
when did the embassy approve your green card or your immigrant?
It was, I got the date on green card is December 5th. Oh, sorry, December 6th, 2017.
So December 2017, you come to the United States, you hang out for a little while, you apply for a reentry permit, you do your biometrics on your reentry permit. Then when did you leave for your big long trip?
I left on December 26th, 2017.
And then when did you come back?
I came back on December 25th, 2019.
Man, you called it close. You did it close.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the trick. You were right. There's a rule about 4 years in one day that you can, when after a long trip, you can apply 4 years in one day. But I have seen many cases just like this get denied. And the trick that they play is they say, Rakesh, there is that rule, but really you never resided in the United States until 2019. So you have to wait 5 years. That you can't do that 4 year in a day rule. You have to do the full 5 years from when you really resided in the United States, which they would say is December of 2019.
Okay. So your advice is I should apply after completing 5 years in 2024 December.
And I wouldn't even do the 90-day early. I would wait the full 5 years. That
Got
way,
you.
I mean, unless you want to just roll the dice and pay the money. If there's some reason you need your citizenship faster, you could. But the safest thing to do would be to file it January 2nd, 2025.
Got you, Jim. And Jim, I spoke with you earlier also that I have filed a petition for my unmarried son under F2B category, and his priority date is January 2018. Okay. And we have received, because he is in US, he is on H1B.
Yeah.
And we got a welcome letter from NVC for consular processing.
Right.
His priority date is still not current. So what do you advise? When should we contact NVC or USCIS for his adjustment of status instead of consular processing?
So you don't have to wait or contact them or anything. Just when he becomes current, when it becomes current for filing, not for final action, he can file a 485. That's all he has to do. He doesn't have to file an I-24. He doesn't have to write a letter to the NVC. He just needs to file the 485 with a good cover letter explaining his whole immigration history with proof.
Okay. And Jim, one more thing. We got his I-130 approval I-797, but I don't have that original with me. I have a copy of that. So while preparing his I-485, that copy will work, or do we need to request for an original from USCIS?
The copy should work.
Okay. And Jim, suppose I become citizen and his category can be changed to F1 instead of F2B, right?
It can, but you might not want to do that. You might want to ask them to treat him as the adult son of a green card holder, because sometimes that priority date is better. But I guess now it isn't. But
yeah, now you're right. Now it's better.
Yeah, so you just got to look at it when the time comes.
Okay. And Jim, suppose if he changed to category F1, can he get married and his priority date be changed to F3?
So that's a good question. I would need to I was just thinking about that earlier when I was talking to that other guy. I should know the answer to that question, but I mean, I don't know the answer to that question, but that's a good question. I've looked it up before, but it's been a while. So give me a couple days. I'll look it up again and come back and ask me.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Have a
All
nice
right,
weekend.
Rakesh.
Take
Thanks,
care.
buddy. See you, man.
Bye.
Rakesh has lots of good questions, and he writes that shit down before he gets here. So he asks good questions, and he asks them fast, and that's what we like. That's what we like. Hey, I just want to give a shout out to my friend Fatuma. Fatuma, I see you in the comments. I'm sorry. Fatuma says that the priority date for F2B did not jump at all in October with the new fiscal year. I'm not sure why that is. I'm sure people smarter than me will start talking about that. So I'll look into it, Fatuma, and I'll try to see what we can find out. But man, you're right. They suck and it sucks. And Congress needs to increase the number of visas that are available. Sadia is here. Hello, Sadia. You're on mute, Sadia.
I'm sorry. Hello, good day.
I like your glasses.
Thank you. I feel like I've been trying to get on here forever. Like I just finally
I'm
figured it
sorry.
out apparently. But
I'm sorry. Here we are.
yes, so it's kind of like just all over the place with my case. So I came from St. Lucia and we filed for adjustment of status spousal. We did that around May 2021, a little after we got married. I entered on a B1, B2. We got married before my 6-month mark. So I'm not sure if that's considered like overstaying or whatever, but we did get married before. And so I had to stay to get the process done. Anyways, yes, moving forward, we filed in May of 2021. We had a lawyer who apparently did nothing for an entire year. I didn't get any receipt notice or anything. I contacted other lawyers like after the year mark, that was around 2022, around July, and I was told that it is very unusual that I hadn't gotten any information from USCIS and that COVID is not an excuse. Anyways, however, we confronted the lawyer, we threatened her to like take matters into our own hands, ask for our money back. That's when she finally decided she's going to try again. And that's when everything started moving forward. So that was around July 2022.
Wait, so for the record, that whole year was just lost. There wasn't something that was filed. She was just sitting on it.
Apparently she said that she did file it, but because of COVID, they probably put it in some kind of records that they have not touched. Like, we don't know for sure if that's the case.
Did she have proof she filed it? No.
No. Well, she sent me a copy of the file that she sent, but still, I didn't get a tracking number or anything. I didn't have any proof apart from the picture. And I feel like she could have just taken a picture, to show us that it was sent.
Of somebody's packet.
Yes. So anyways, yes, moving forward, we got the receipt notice after like 2 weeks, everything moving forward. We got the notices for everything else, the I-130, I-131, the I-485, and there was something else I just wanted. But so I finally got the work permits in June of this year. Yeah, that was this June. And I did not get the combo card because apparently I guess they separate it now. However, I feel like my mark was supposed to be around August to get the travel document, because at some point I had to get an emergency pass to go home because my grandmother was very ill and on a deathbed. So I was told that by the time I get back, they gave it to me till like October, or was it September? And I was told that they gave me the emergency pass for that long, so that when I get back around August, September, my travel document should have been ready, the official one. However, no, I haven't gotten anything, and I feel like my priority date was supposed to be 2 months ago, or was it last month? And nothing, no notice or anything has changed. Nothing on my status has changed. So what I'm wondering is the fact that I've only gotten my work permit after like 2 years. I'm wondering, should I be calculating the first year or should I be calculating from 2022 when I finally got a notice? And if that's the case, is it already overdue? Can I contact them right now to ask why I haven't gotten my travel document, or is it normal for it to be like over a year that I haven't gotten the travel document?
So for the record, I don't trust this attorney at all. So if I were you, what I would do is I would ask the attorney for a copy of your complete file. Say, I want every single piece of paper of anything having to do with me and my immigration status since the
Oh
first
yes,
day.
we got that recently.
Then I would ask US. But just for the record, you don't have any receipt notices. There's no proof that USCIS began processing a case for Sadia in that year that lost year, right?
No, because I called them myself. I contacted some other lawyer who told me that I can't call to speak to them myself because she never told me. The lawyer never told us that. So I did call to find out, and they said they had no record of my name or my husband's name for that entire year.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the receipt notice that you actually have? What's the date?
So the receipt notice that I have for all four of them. I have four of them because I have the adjustment of status. I have the
That's
petition.
the one I care about. Just roughly, what's the receipt date?
So it was July 11th for the petition one, and for the other one it was August 12th
of last year.
Of 2022.
So in a way, you filed out of status.
I did.
Yeah, because you were only supposed to be here for 6 months.
Uh-huh.
You didn't under what they have in their files. You didn't file in those 6 months, so you were out of status at the time that they receipted your cases.
Oh yes, yes.
Yeah, so that's going to be really important for your interview. You're going to have to be able to talk about that. I mean, I think you did a very good job of explaining it to me. So if you explain it like that, they'll get it. But I think that might be one of the reasons why your green card's taking a little bit longer. If you don't have, I mean, you can start bothering them now and asking them. That's not a problem. But I think that at the end of the day, you're probably waiting at least until the start of the year of next year till you have your green card interview or your green card.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. They recently they asked for my medical exam, so I sent that in around July.
So that's good.
Early July. So that was the last thing I was asked for. However, I'm just wondering, for the travel documents, shouldn't that be there like within the year or something?
The travel documents make no sense right now. No sense at all. So the fact that you got temporary travel abroad is a miracle. If I were you, I wouldn't leave the United States unless I absolutely have to, because you were out of status at the time you filed. So I would just sit here. It sounds like your green card's pretty close. I would just sit here till you get it.
Oh, okay. And so then there is no need for me to get another lawyer. I just have to, at this point, it's too far along for me to get a new lawyer. I just have to sit and wait.
Well, if you get an interview, I think you want to have a different lawyer. I wouldn't trust this lawyer to do a damn.
Well, for sure, yeah. We're not gonna use her for anything. It's impossible to contact her, reach her, anything. I cannot reach her when I need her. It's just ridiculous.
It sounds like you're pretty close. So I would just sit tight and just know that you care more about your case than your lawyer does, which is sad but true. So just make sure you stay on top of it.
Okay, and the benefit center that is responsible, it doesn't have any particular impact on the case or what it is that I can do to contact.
If they ask for your medical in July, I think they're almost done.
Okay then. Okay.
Thank you, Sadia. Sorry you had a bad lawyer. See ya.
I appreciate you. Yes.
Bye. All right, we got time for a couple more. Let's see who we can get to. Beta's here. What do you say, Beta? You're on mute.
Do you mind if I turn off the camera?
Camera off. What you cooking?
I'm boiling some cocoyam. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that, but it's something from my home country.
Nice. What can I help you with?
Well, I am a DV winner for 2024, currently living in Arizona. I read about the process and realized that I have to file a number of forms like I-485, my medical forms, and some other ones. I also read that filing the DS-260 is optional, but a number of friends that won last year filed it, and in a way, they are encouraging me to do that. But I read that I'm not supposed to, or I'm not, like, it's not like a must for me to do that. So I want to find out, deciding not to do that, is that going to affect anything once I begin the process? Or would you encourage me to do it as they did, even though it wasn't a requirement?
You mean to actually apply for the lottery?
Adjustment of status. No, I've already been selected. I won the lottery already. I'm now
Okay.
going to adjust my status
So when did you find out that you got selected? This May or last May?
this May.
So you're up for this year. And do you have a low number or a high number on your case
Well,
numbers?
relatively high. It's about 29,000.
What is it
29,000.
for Africa?
Yes, that's right.
So that's pretty high. Do you know when they reached 29,000 this year? Have you looked?
Yeah, I did. That was in February.
Oh, so you'll be fine. Why wouldn't you apply for the green card?
Well, I would apply for that. That would be through the adjustment of status. My
Yeah.
question is, as I go through that process, must I submit the DS 260 or I'm okay submitting the IE 485 and my medical documents?
So you're saying
Does
can I
that affect
you want to know if
does
you
that
can
affect
you want
does
to
that
know
affect me negatively if I don't submit the DS 260?
you want to do it here in the United States. You don't want to go overseas is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm going to do it here. I'll be here throughout.
Yeah, you'll do it here. Yeah, that's good.
My question hasn't been answered.
What's your question? You will file a 485? Yes.
Yes, I will. But then, because some of my friends that went through the process filed DS 260 as part of the process, even though it's optional, they're encouraging me to do that. And I
Oh
just
yeah.
want to
No,
know
oh, I
if,
see. I'm sorry. Yes, you should do that too. Absolutely.
okay, is there any reason why you encourage me to do that, even though it's like clearly stated it's optional?
Every case we do that.
Okay. I didn't know I was supposed to actually do that, even though it's optional. So, as at this point, would you consider it too late or I'm still good to submit?
No, you're still fine. Go ahead.
All right, no problem. And my second question is, I have something like a violation, red light violation, traffic violation. Would something like that affect my case?
No.
All right. Those are my two questions. Thank you very much.
Congrats. Good luck on the DV.
Thank you.
Sam is here. What do you say, Sam?
Hi, Jim.
Hi, Sam.
Belated happy birthday.
Thank you. What's up?
So, married to the American citizen.
Sam,
Actually, I talked to you
Sam,
about this one like a couple of
Sam,
months
you're
ago.
breaking up. You got to start over. Your audio is breaking
Yeah.
up.
Okay. Can you hear to me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is that audible?
Go ahead.
So, my case is I came here as a J1 and I married to American citizen, and I have an issue with my birth certificate. I think you remember me. We talked like a couple of months
No, I
ago.
don't.
So all my legal documents have my original date of birth, like passport, DS 160, J1 documents, and everything. But in my country, my birth certificate has a wrong date of birth. So I have already applied for like I-30 and I-45. So I'm kind of worried because my lawyer told me that we're gonna apply for the process, but make sure you still work on that birth certificate. But recently I came to know it's really hard to get that birth certificate right now in the situation right now, what's going on in my country. And when I applied for the process, I did all the affidavits from my father and lawyer and the uncles and all the things, and I put all the proofs of my original date of birth. So, like, what's the solution for this?
Why didn't you fix the birth certificate and then file?
So that time they said it's really hard to make fix at that time. Now it's become more worse because there is a political drama going on in the country.
Sam, I got to tell you something. As an immigration lawyer for 16 years, I've probably had 30 or 40 or 50 people tell me, Jim, you won't believe how hard it is to get a birth certificate from my country. And you know what I say to them? Go try. I don't take When someone tells me it's really hard to get a birth certificate in my home country, I say bullshit. I say go do it. Get a lawyer. Pay somebody. You're creating so many more problems for yourself. You created so many more problems for yourself by filing an I-130 with the wrong birth certificate. It's going to be 10 times harder to get your green card approved than it would have been to get the birth certificate, even if you had to go to your country yourself. So I reject this whole approach.
So I mean, what I should do now? Like I need
Get a
to
birth certificate. Get a birth certificate. That's what you should do. Pay a lawyer in your home country to go get a birth certificate. That's what you should do.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jim.
Bye, Sam.
Bye bye.
All right, everybody. We're at the 1 hour mark. I'm tired. I'm tired of being in this car. I'm going to go watch some softball in a little bit. Now, listen. I think Nora's going to have 2 games tomorrow, which means I'll probably have dead time in between. I will try to do a show tomorrow. I'm not sure what time it'll be. So you should text the word show to 314-470-3300. 314-470-3300. I'm hoping to do a pop-up show. If I don't do one tomorrow, I'll probably do one on Sunday. Maybe. The Jets don't play till 3. Otherwise, the official next show is Monday at 11 o'clock. Now, listen. I know a bunch of you guys have been watching this show for a really long time. There's 262 people watching right now. If you could take if 10 of you could take 60 seconds right now, it would make me really, really happy to leave us a quick review. If you just go to reviewhackinglaw.com or find us on Google, leave us a 5-star review. I'd really, really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Thanks for all of our callers, and we'll see you